This serial killer was so famous that he even got his own Netflix show. Robert Piest's mother drove to pick him up from his job at the local pharmacy on December 11th, 1978. When she got there, Robert told her to wait a few minutes. He was talking to somebody about a contracting job. She left and returned shortly after, but Robert was gone. She asked Robert's boss who he spoke to about the job, and the man told her it was Gacy. John Wayne Gacy. John Wayne Gacy, born in 1942, spent most of his childhood overweight and wasn't very active due to a heart condition. Gacy had a close relationship with his mother, but his father physically and verbally abused him, often taunting his son and beating him. Even though Gacy never graduated high school, he enrolled in Northwestern Business School and graduated in 1963. The following year, when Gacy was employed at a shoe store, he met his future wife, Marlene. Gacy and his new bride left Illinois, where Gacy lived his entire life, and moved to Iowa. Marilene's father had purchased and owned several KFC restaurants and wanted Gacy to manage them. In the late 1960s, Marlene gave birth to the couple's son and daughter. Following the birth of his children, Gacy assaulted a 15-year-old son of someone he knew and pled guilty to sodomy. He was released on parole in 1969. Eventually, Gacy moved from his mother's house into the infamous home on Summerdale Avenue. While on parole, Gacy was granted permission to establish a construction business and hired local teens and young men as his employees. In the years between Gacy's release from prison and his eventual arrest, he was arrested and questioned several more times for assault, mostly involving his young employees. At this time, Gacy also entered politics and met former First Lady Rosalind Carter. Gacy's most disturbing job during this time? He performed as a clown at charity events in children's hospitals. During his murder spree, Gacy killed at least 30 men and buried 26 of them under his house. Gacy's mode of operation when he had a victim in his clutches was to get them drunk and high, gain their trust, and offer to show them a magic trick. He would mislead his victim, who would willingly put on handcuffs to themselves, only to be and tortured by Gacy later. Robert Piest was the downfall of John Wayne Gacy. Once the police heard Robert was last seen with Gacy, they obtained a search warrant for his house. While searching Gacy's house, the police uncovered a receipt belonging to Robert. They also found the trap door leading to the crawlspace under Gacy's house, which held the decomposing bodies of his victims. After his arrest, Gacy gave a full confession and provided police with the names of 6 of his victims. A judge sentenced Gacy to death, and despite several appeals, he was executed on May 10, 1994. With today's advancements in DNA, it shouldn't be much longer until the rest of Gacy's unnamed victims are given their identities back.